Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video, I want to show you Dark Omen. This is a game that we saw on SL Spiel at least twice already, or maybe 3 times, I don't remember. And the Dark Omen is a co-op game for up to 4 players. And this is a very innovative game because the centerpiece of the game, the main board, is this gigantic wheel with moving parts, with different layers. A lot of is happening on the table, and this can be a super innovative way of playing the adventure games. But the best part is that the core rules are extremely simple. You can get them in a few minutes, and it's up to the creators to create engaging, innovative scenarios that are going to keep us with the game. We love what we can see right now, but again, this is a prototype and it is a demo actually, so we didn't show everything. But what we saw right now, that is very promising, and it can be a really good adventure game with new approach to this genre. So if you are interested in this title, just check out the rest of this video. So the game is set on a table. First of all, this is not any scenario, and this is just some random setup, and I want to show you different components and different elements of this game so you can get this feeling of what you can expect from Dark Omen. So the most innovative, I think, part of this game is this board with many mechanical layers beneath this first layer, and those mechanical parts are over here. There's this transparent and this white things that you can move, and as you can see, those black lines are moving around locations, like here, for example, and those lines represent different kind of obstacles that your heroes needs to somehow overcome. Basically, those, I mean, when it comes to those basic rules, as this is only a prototype, this is the demo. So in the demo, and those are those very simple obstacles that forces you to spend more action points to move past them. Maybe in the final product, those obstacles are going to do more things. So thanks to this mechanic, and again, depending on the scenario, depending on the situation, you're going to move those handles, let's say, and rotate those moving discs beneath your playing board to determine where are those obstacles are appearing. The board is split into 4 parts, and those 4 parts represent different locations, different parts of our world. We have swamplands, mountains, woodlands, and valley. And in this prototype, we also got to see those towns, those cities, where you can enter by gate, and you can rest in tavern, trade obviously on the market, and the chief and the healer. This is the special location that works differently, but depending on scenario. What else we have here? We have those discs. Those discs represent the different types of locations that, again, you are going to populate map with those discs depending on the scenario. So different things can happen on those discs. Like in here, you can trade in a meal, but there are also locations like dungeons where obviously you can fight with monsters and find interesting items for you. Also, you're going to put those tokens like those face down, and those tokens are items that you can collect when you're walking around the world, collecting those items, and depending on what you find, they have different goal, or different you can use them in a different way. Most of them are just ingredients of the potions. You can brew potions to heal your health and increase your morale. So this very valuable resource that you're going to use to upgrade upgrade your actions. What else we have here? We have those tracks in the middle of the board, and this track represents the darkness that is crawling across the world, and you are going to fail basically when the darkness is at the end. So whole world is covered in the darkness, and it's basically you lose the game. When it's on the other side, everyone are happy, and light is shining on this world. What else? Part of this track, we have those 2 tracks in here, and those tracks represents actions and days in this game. So basically the one whole game is a campaign, and one campaign is split into 4 chapters, and that is represented by those tracks that are split by those red slots. Those red slots represents days when you're going to fight with the boss of this chapter. So each chapter lasts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6 days. So first chapter is 6 days, another chapter is 6 days, and so on, for 4 chapters. Now in each chapter, so each chapter is built with 6 days, and each day is time where you're going to perform your actions, and those cubes represents colors of your heroes. So with 4-player game, you have 4 cubes, and you're going to move those cubes around this track to show how many actions you perform in this part of the day. Day is split into 4 rounds, and in each round you have 6 actions to perform. So 6 actions, then you have to wait for all other heroes to perform their 6 actions in this first part of the day, and after that, depending on the scenario, something can happen or something or not, and again you're going to spend another 6 actions, and there is a night. Again, depending on the scenario, something can happen at the beginning of the night or not. Another 6 actions for all heroes. Then there is a midnight. Again, something can happen or not. And finally, after the 6 last actions for this day, you finish the day, and this black gigantic cube is moved from one space to another to represent that you have completed first day of the specific scenario. Now, those discs represent like events, like those omens that are prepared for this specific chapter, and depending on where you are going to put them in this prototype, we have 3 of them, but you can even put 5 if you wish. You can have this omen for all of the days in the first chapter, and those discs represents that something bad is happening in the world, and you need to overcome those omens. We have a set of I would say just scenarios, those omens that you need to overcome. So for example, the first most basic one and simplest one, it's attack at dawn. Yeah, you have some flavor text, then there's a setup of how to prepare the map for this scenario. Then there's a mission, so your goal, and finally 2 outcomes: positive if you finished the mission, or negative if you failed. So this attack at dawn is a very simple scenario where you're starting with this city in here, and the city is under attack. And you need to kill monsters that are trying to attack, to kill everybody living in this town. So you're going to spawn some monsters around the city, and your goal is to kill them. And how many of them depends on the player count. So for 4 players, you need to kill 6 monsters. And after that, you have another omen, another, so on. At the end, you need to fight with the boss. And what else we have here? We also have those 2 stacks of cards. So this one, those cards are monsters. You are going to fight with monsters. We have those cool boards where you can track the health of the monster. You can put your heroes that are fighting with this monster, and there's also a place for the card. So it's a very cool solution that, thanks to this, everyone quite easily can see what is the situation on the map and what is the situation of this monster. And now this is the deck of the monsters from the first chapter. So they are the weakest one. and we're going to use them only in the first chapter. For the second chapter, third and fourth, we have separate decks with more powerful monsters. And what kind of informations you can find here? Again, some flavor text, some modifiers, and stats of the monsters. And as you can see, we have few types of them. Again, it's hard for me to say if it's that's all of them for this first chapter, or there are going to be more. I guess more. But this is what we got, so this is what I can show you. This very thick deck of cards, those are cards of the runes, and those are like, I would say, modifiers or events that you're going to draw each chapter. So how it works? We have this back, and in the back we have runes. Every player is going to draw 4 runes, so I am going to take 1, 2, 3, I think I have 4 of them. You're going to draw some runes, and as you can see, those runes are colorful. So also you need to roll those runes and check what rune you got and what color you also got. And then after this roll, you need to find in this very thick deck of cards specific rune matching the color and the symbol. So in here we have this weird letter N, let's say. So you need to find right rune N and blue N. It's possible that it's not in this deck because it's here it is. So for example, you got this one, and this is some kind of modifier for your character. So this is a modifier individual for the character. This is reactionary. Again, some flavor text and modifier. And in here you can find positive or negative things. Things that can slow you down, force you to pay more money, get more morale instantly. If you've seen an epic song, all heroes also get 1 morale. So like different modifiers for your character. But again, as I said, some can be individual, but also some can be group modifiers. And those modifiers are working on each of the characters that are playing the game. In here, this one is not this one. I want to show you the one I got in our last game. So here is the event that I got during our session. It's Rotten Tooth. Your breath is as foul as mad hog's carcass. Players call you stinky. You cannot haggle at the market or trade with other players. Creatures become empowered by your stank and do 1 extra damage. If you lose 2 action rolls in a row, the tooth falls out. Discard and receive a crap attack token. Crap attack is basically again a token of a poo, and you can use it as a weapon. So in here you have all those things that can happen to you in different weird and different way. Leaving the inn, you notice something shiny, you find some gold on the floor, collect 3 gold from the treasure, and after that you're going to discard. Hope, some skill at the market. You are gifted a barmaid's toe, which makes you feel stronger. For the first attack roll of each fight, you can choose to roll all your dice again, and this one is going to work for whole chapter. So those are the runes that you're going to draw for each 4 cards for each character. Another thing that you can get in this game is obviously a gear. You can collect a lot of things, weapons, primary weapons, so like stronger one, secondary, and obviously an armor that is going to protect you. On the bottom we have stats, so here is the protection and modifiers that you can use in the battle. I am going to talk about the battle in a second. We also, because again, this is a prototype, but it's a very impressive prototype. It's really polished. It looks quite stunning for a prototype game. So everything is, we have that double layered boards with slots for everything. You can store your things in here, your gold, your morale and your health, your character and your cubes. In here there are also, each of the characters is also asymmetric with different skills and a different trait that is working all the time. So if you have swift feet, some of the rune cards are not going to work because your swift feet are protecting you from negative effects of the rune cards. how the game works. So as I said, you're going to spend one action point. You're going to spend your action points to perform different actions. And the core rules of the game are extremely simple, because basically if you want to move by one, you're spending one action point. If you would like to overcome an obstacle, you need to spend 4 action points. Or if you are strong enough, like for example, I don't know where's this character here. Like for example, this character, giant strength, pass obstacles for 2 points. So you can spend 2 morality points, and thanks to this, you are going to through obstacles easier. And so yeah, you can walk around by one, spending 1 action point. You can enter location with the token and spend action point to take a token. And I found a gear, so I can take a gear from the market. And sometimes you also going to find, here is a token of pool, so you can use it as a, you can use it as a weapon that deals 3 damage. And so on, different things. Here here you could find just 2 gold, and here, for example, this can heal your 4 morality. Why it's not focusing? 4 morality points. So on. A lot of different effects, but most of those items, those loots that you can find during your journey, you can spend them to brew potions, and potions are also used to heal your health or morale. So walking around the map, collecting items, and trying to fulfill the goal of the Omen. Now, so you also obviously can enter the market. You can go to the tavern and rest. Everything costs basically 1 point, more or less, or nothing. Only the biggest cost is to move through obstacles. I mean, at least in those core rules, this is the highest cost for action points. Now, the core game, I mean, the biggest modifier of this game are those events, I mean, those omens, those scenarios that I told you, that are going to modify the game drastically. So for example, I already told you about attack at zone, but the second one is, for example, Fire Devil, and it's about Pyromancer, I think, who is setting both towns on the fire, and your goal is to extinguish the fire. So we're going to find the right locations with the river. You need to collect buckets of water and go to the towns and extinguish the fire. Again, monsters are going to be spawned on the board. Maybe those obstacles are going to move, so you cannot go every time the same way. So what I want to say is that the foundation of this game, I mean the core rules, the base of the game is very simple, and that gives a lot of potential to create interesting stories and interesting quests and challenges for the players. Those are going to be included in here. So it's up to the creators to create those omens engaging and interesting enough to keep us with this game for a longer time. But I think there is a potential in it, only just because adding enough of those different locations, different mechanics, different monsters, and so on. So it can be really, really interesting. Now I would like to tell you more about the monsters and the fighting with the monsters. So again, battle in this game is also quite simple. When you are going to fight with some kind of monsters, you need to prepare this board for the monster. There is a health 16, so you're going to put a cube in here, and you have some kind of stats of this monster, but also stats on the bottom. So when you're fighting with the monster, and I am going to use the rules from the chapter 1, you are going to roll 1 die. One die, and your monster is also using 1 die. If this is a second chapter, monster is using 2 dice, and so do you. And you're rolling your die, and you're rolling a die for the monster, right? Then you need to compare the results. So yellow is mine, black is monster. If it's a tie, nothing wins the battle, nothing happens. But for example, if monster rolled 0 and I rolled 6, I am the winner of this battle and I can make damage for the monster. So heroes are always using d4 like this. They're using d4, rolling the d4 and check the results. So in here I've got 4. And this is how much damage you're going to inflict, but also you can modify this damage by your items. So for example, if I am using broadsword, I can add +1, and if you damage roll a 4, do an additional 1 damage. So as you can see, if you damage roll 4 roll, what? If your damage roll is 4, let's say, you can add +1 damage. So those items are basically going to modify your attacks, but they are not giving you more dice. You can increase the amount of the dice you're going to use by spending morale, but also it's not available for you from the beginning. It's going to be unlocked later in the game. And basically, this is it. This is the whole battle. What is very cool that you can fight with monsters not only one by one, but one-on-one. But you can also fight with the monsters with your team, and then you're just using more dice to fight. So for the first chapter, the monster is again using only 1 die. But if you're fighting with 2 heroes, for example, both of them are using 1 of those dice, and you compare the results 1 by 1. So for example, if I had this roll like here, and we have sets of dice like here and here, I won this challenge, this fight, because I rolled higher than the monster, so I am inflicting the damage. And second hero is inflicting the damage without the check how well the roll was, because the monster doesn't have second dice to roll. So this is instant success. And again, you're rolling this d4 to check what can happen. And again, you can, for example, have a light bow that increases your range by 1, so you can attack the monster from the adjacent location. And cannot shoot through obstacles. If attack roll is a 6, add +1 to your damage roll. And this is it. You're just attacking the monster and you want to kill him. And everything is hidden on the cards of the monster. So for example, we'll go with this guy. Once he deals damage to you, you receive 1 damage at the start of each damage roll until he dies. Track with the token on your character card. At night, add an extra die for his attack roll. So you don't want to fight with this monster at night because he's going to use 2 dice instead of 1. So as you can see, those core rules are saying that this monster is using only 1 die. But as you can see, if you want to fight with this monster at night, there are already 2 dice. Everything counts in the game. You need to take into consideration basically every single element when you're applying it. It's not so easy just to run through all the monsters with your sword and kill them all, because it's not going to happen so easily. So what if you finished your Omen, you finished your quest for this day, and you still have some actions to spend, because for example, you finish this Omen just at the beginning of the night, and there's still 12 actions that you can perform. So obviously you can try to prepare yourself for another day, upgrading your heroes, purchasing items in the shops and so on. But also you can search for a barrow. So you are trying to find lair of the monsters, let's say, and so when you find it, you can enter the barrow, find the monsters and find artifacts. But if you would like to enter the barrow, you need to have a torch. And you're going to spend those tokens of torch to explore this barrow. And again, there's a lot of different type of accessories. Some of them are going to have tokens, so they have some kind of charges, and after that you need to discard it, or you can spend money to again load it with another charges on the market. So it's not only that everything what is on the board, that's it. You can also search for another encounter, another challenge by looking for those barrels to find artifacts that are going to help you with your quest. And as I said, we only got prototype, so we only have first chapter. I cannot say more about the second, third, and final fourth. I believe the most difficult one, as we didn't get any information about that. But what we got right now, it's a very interesting gaming system with strong core mechanics that give, and now it's up to the creators to brew interesting, complex, and engaging omens that you want to overcome on your quest. The game feels a little bit maybe like Arkham Horror 3rd edition, where you also get those scenarios and you have this deck of cards that is constantly changing the situation on the map. The same goes with Dark Omen. So this is the game, a co-op adventure game for up to, I think, 4 players. If you like this idea, check out a description below so for more informations. And thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.